Hello everyone, this is Manohar Reddy, Department of Cybersecurity, Institute of Aeronautical Engineering. Today I am going to explain you the concept of problem solving on TCL commands. Problem solving on TCL commands. So generally, what is meant by transaction? What is meant by database languages, and what are the commands which are used to perform different types of transactions? So generally, the transaction TCL commands are nothing but what? Transaction control language. Transaction control language. So that all the commands which are used to control the transactional operations. So generally, what is meant by transaction? So transaction is nothing but what? A set of operations or set of activities that are performed to complete the work. Set of operations or set of activities that are completed, that are performed to complete the work. Complete the work. So if you want to perform any task, you need to complete the task. You need to complete the task. So to complete the task, you are going to perform a different types of operations, different types of sequence of activities. So to do that all, you need to use this TCL commands. You need to use this TCL commands. So transaction control language. How you are going to control the transactions? What commands which are used to control your transaction? So for that, you need to use three types of commands. One is commit, and the second one is rollback, and third one is save point. So commit, rollback, and a save point. These three are the transaction control language commands. So why we are saying that whenever you are performing an operation, whenever you are performing a certain operation, if you are commit that operation, then you are not able to roll back your data. So to roll back your data, you need to create some certain save points before committing the operation. Before committing the operation, you are going to create certain save points. So by using that creation of save points, you are going to roll back your data. If you want to roll back the data from 8 to 9 AM, then you will create a save point for that 8 to 9 AM. So at that moment, you are creating that save points are used to roll back your data in the past or in the present. So the commit, rollback, and a save point. So commit command is used to saves your data permanently, which cannot be rolled back to your stage. So this command is used to saves data permanently. And rollback command is used to roll back your data. So roll back your data means you are going to take a backup or take a certain stage of data. For that, to roll back your data, you need to create what? You need to create save points. So save points are nothing but a particular situation, a particular stage, creating an event for the particular stage. So at that particular stage, you are going to create a save point, means on that day you are going to roll back your data. On that part, you are going to roll back your data. So to do this all the commands, to perform this all the commands, what we need to do? Definitely we need to create a table. So now I am taking an example. So create table class. So the table name is what? Class. So I am creating a table name called class with the help of two columns. One is ID of the column and the second one is name of the column. One is ID and the second one name. So ID and names are two columns in class table. So class is a table and ID comma name are two columns. We can call it as columns or we can call it as attributes. And the diagrammatic way you can represent like this. So class is an entity, and for this class ID is an attribute and the name is an attribute. So this is the way you can represent your entity and attributes. So here I am creating the class. So the class contains what? ID and name. After creating the table, so it is going to be successfully created. So it displays like what? Query OK. 0 rows affected, and it executed within the 0.01 seconds. And now I created a table. So after creating the table, I need to insert some values. So what are the values I'm going to insert here? So check here. Insert into table name. So class is the table name. So insert into table name. Values of. So values I am mentioning here. The one is the ID and one is the name. And this 2 is the ID and 2 is the name. So I am inserting two values in the class table. So after inserting these two values with a perfect execution, it displays like what? Query OK. 2 rows affected. So here records equals to 2 and duplicate 0, warnings 0. So that means indirectly it says that what? The inserted values you are trying here is to be inserted. You are trying to insert the values are to be inserted. So after inserting values, so now I am creating the table. I am inserting the table values into the table. Now I am going to retrieve the values. So how you are going to retrieve the values? Just typing select star from class. So class is the table name which you are using, and star indicates that what? All columns are all attributes. All columns are all attributes from what? From class table. To use which command to use to retrieve all these? We are using a DML command select. So a DML command select can be used to retrieve your data. So select star from class. When I given this command, automatically it displays the name, the attributes of the table as well as attribute values of the table. So here ID and names are the two attributes, and here 1 and 2 are the attribute values or column values. We can call it as what? Attribute values or column values. So now 2 rows insert, it displays the query executed within the 0.00 seconds. So now I created a table. I inserted two values, and is that values are inserted or not? I already checked it. So with the help of select star command. So now to perform TCL commands. We need to start the transaction. So this is all about to transaction control language. So we need to perform a transaction. So we need to start the transaction. For that, start transaction is a command to start our transaction. So we need to type what? Start transaction for starting your transaction. And save point works only before commit operation. So after starting your transaction, the save point works only before performing commit operation. So before performing commit operation only, the save point can save your work at particular stage. So that says it works only before commit operation. So after commit operation, save point will not be work. Because the save point saves your data temporarily. By creating particular stages like save point stage 1, save point stage 2. Like the way you can create certain stages, save point, you can create particular stages that indicates that what? You are saving your data temporarily. So after that, whenever you are performing the commit operation, the temporary work will be saved permanently. So that's why you can say that what? After commit operation, save point will not be work. So You need to, if you want to roll back your data at particular stages of save points, you can use them before commit operation. So save point saves the current work and displays the information. So save point saves your current work, means temporarily storage, and displays that information also. So before commit, so how you are going to perform that rollback operations before commit. So here we are going to see here. So we already inserted 2 values. Now to do that TCL operations, what we need to do? We need to use the start transaction command. So we are already said that what to use that TCL commands, we are going to start our transaction. So start transaction. So query OK, 0 rows affected. So that means it indirectly says that the transaction which you are starting is to be started. So the transaction which you are going to start is to be started. So query OK, 0 rows affected. Now I am trying to perform some transactions. What transactions I am performing? What transactions I am going to perform right now? I am going to inserting some values. So what values I am going to insert here? So already the table contains what? ID and name. 1, 1 and 2, 2. So these two are already inserted. in the table. What the table name is? What? Class. So class name is what? Class. Table name is what? Class. And the attributes are what? ID and name. So ID is 1, 2 and the names are 1, 2. So now I am performing the transaction. I am started to perform the transactions. So start transaction. Query OK, 0 rows affected. Now I am trying to insert the third value. So from here I am starting the transaction. Start transaction 1. So I am trying to perform insert values what? So inserting value 3. ID as a 3 and the name also 3. So I am trying to perform 3, 3. Now at this stage I am going to create what? A save point I have created. So here I am creating a save point is what? A save point A. I am created a save point A. So that means when you want to, if you want to roll back your data before this you can get these 2 data. So before this you can insert already data. So that is what you are going to roll back. So now I am trying to do what? I am trying to one more transaction. Insert into class values. Insert into table name class and values are 4, 4. So here I am trying to insert one more value 4 and here the value is 4. So for this one I am creating a save point B. And now I am trying to do what? I am trying to perform update operation. Here. Update operation. So what I am going to update here? I am going to update the table name class. Set name equals to Raj. So set name equals to Raj, where ID equals to 1. So whoever having the ID 1, the name of 1 will be updating as like what? Raj. So now I am performing 2 inserted operations. What those 2? One is 3 and one is 4. So I already inserted 2 values during the transaction 3 and 4. And now the third operation is what? Updating operation. So updating what value? I am updating the value whose ID equals to 1 will be updated the name as Raj. Whose ID is 1 will be updated the name as Raj. So Raj is now updated. So after doing this update operation, I am creating what? I am creating a save point operation. C. So one is for inserting third value and one is for inserting fourth value and one is for updating the value of whose having ID equals to 1 will be updated as Raj. So for that I am creating save point C. So now if you want to roll back the data before A and before B, before C, you can roll back, because we are not committed till now. We are not perform any commit operation till now. So until and unless you are not performing commit operation, you can roll back your data before save point A. You can roll back your data before save point B. You can roll back your data before save point C. But after commit operation, you are not going to use all these save points, and you are not able to get all these records. So now save point C is also created. So I created save point A and B for inserted values, and save point C for updated value. So save point A and B for inserted values, and save point C for what? Save point C for updated value. So updated value is what? Whose ID is 1 will be updated as the name as Raj. So now updated. So after updating, save point C is created. So now let us see how that rollback data will works. So now if we perform commit operation, then we are not roll back the data. Which happens on save point states. So wherever we created save points and we applied data, that cannot be rolled back, because we are going to perform commit operation. So before commit operation only you can able to do that. So we can roll back the data which doesn't perform with the commit operation. So we can roll back the data right now which doesn't perform with the commit operation. So check here. So now after creating all the save points, after doing all the inserting and update operation, when I retrieve the data, select a star from class, what it displays? With all the save point created values it displays. So updated perform is there. So updated operation successfully created, and the third and fourth value is also inserted. So the third value inserting, we created save point A, and fourth value save point B, but for this updating operation save point B. So now if we want to roll back, roll back to save point B, that means up to save point B, after save point B, whatever the data updated or whatever the data you inserted will not be created. So that data, whatever the data before creating save point B, save point C, that will be roll back the data. So here roll back to save point B indicates that what? So before save point B, so before save point C, you can roll back your data. So after save point B, what we did? We performed update operation. So now roll back to save point B indicates up to this save point B, whatever the things we performed, that will be displayed. So query OK, 0 rows affected. So roll back to save point B. So after roll back to save point B means this is created for save point A and this is created save point B. So roll back to save point B in the sense after this we performed one more operation is what? Updated whose ID equal to 1 will be the name as Raj. Updated whose ID equals to 1 will be updated as Raj. So that Raj will be rollbacked. That Raj data will be rollbacked. That's why you can see 1, 2, 3, 4 only up to the save point B state. Whatever the transaction you performed, that will be rollbacked. Suppose if we perform rollback to save point A, then it does not inserting fourth value also. Because the rollback the data only up to save point A. We can roll back the data up to save point A. So whatever the thing we are applied here to up to that we can create only the data up to save point A. So that is why if you are not performing commit operation, you can roll back your data by creating particular save points. save points. So now I created this. I created save points for particular inserting operations and updating operation. So now I roll back to the data which is not performed for save point C. So now by doing this I can roll back the data. So here up to roll back to save point A. So save point A means we can use that data to up to save point A. So here up to save point A means we can inserting 1, 2, 3. Only up to 3 values. Only up to 3 values we inserted. Right. So after inserting 2 values, the third value is inserted and created save point A. Up to third value we inserted and created save point A. But for fourth value we inserted and created save point B. Save point B. So at that moment, what we need to do? We need to create additional save points. We need to create save points to roll back your data. So at this moment, you can roll back your data up to that save point A is created. Up to the save point A is created. So because of that save point states, you created, the save point states you created, save point states is created, the save point state is created, you are able to roll back your data. You are able to roll back your data. But unless you are not creating save points, you are not able to roll back your data. You are not able to roll back your data. So this is all about before commit operation. So after commit, how can we do? So we perform what? So inserting into class values of 5. So with the help of id 5 and the name is what? 5. So query OK and one row affected. So now already the table contains, the class table contains what? ID and name 1. The 1 will be name 1 and 2 will be 2 and 3 and 4 will be 4. Already these 4 values are inserted and the 1 will be updated as Raj also. 1 will be updated as Raj also. So now 2, 3, 4 values will be inserted. Now I am trying to do inserting one more value called 5. So inserting 5 value with the name 5. After doing this 5, I am performing what? I am performing commit operation. Now if I performed this commit operation, after performing this commit operation, I am trying to roll back my data for save point B, save point A or save point B. So I tried to roll back the data for roll back to save point B. So that means I am going to display what? These 3 values. I am trying to display these 3 values because of I created save points on a particular stages. So now I tried roll back to save point B. So error is what? Error 1305. Save point B does not exist. That indicates that what? After performing commit operation, all the save point states are destroyed. So after commit means the data going to be saved permanently. But whenever you are applying save point means that the current work is to be saved temporarily. So now after performing commit operation, the data saves permanently in the database. So it checks what? The save point is not there. So save point B does not exist. So save point C does not exist and save point A does not exist. For this purpose, to roll back your data, you can use save points to save your data temporarily. So after commit, no information will be rolled back. So all the above commit, rollback, save point operations can be done after start transaction only. So this is all commit, rollback, save point commands will work only at the time of after duration of start transaction. After starting your transaction only. So before starting the transaction or after the transaction, you are not able to perform this commit, rollback, save point operations. So during the start, after the start transaction only, you can able to perform this commit, rollback and save point states. So this is a way you can roll back your data by creating some certain save points, certain operations. So once again we revise the topic which we discussed in this session. So here the transaction. So what is meant by TCL? So TCL is nothing but what? Transaction control language. So that means the commands which are used to control your operations. So transaction is nothing but what? Set of operations, set of activities that are used to complete work. So now to do this all the operations, to perform this all the transactional operations, what we need to do? We need to create a table. So creating the table called class with the help of ID and name, and inserted two values, 1, 2 already inserted. So after inserting that value, you are going to retrieve the data from the table. So select star from class. So now the values will be displayed what? 1 and 2. So now after inserting some values, I am going to perform transaction. Now to perform the transaction, to start the transaction, I have to use what? A start transaction command. So use this start transaction command to start your transaction and perform that commit, rollback, save point operations. So after performing start transaction, you can create save points before commit operation. But after commit operation, the save point will not be work. So how can we use the save points before commit operation? So we need to start our transaction by typing start transaction and inserting values. So inserting operation performed, then creating save point. Again perform inserting operation and perform creating save point. So again I am trying to update the value and created a save point C. So I am creating 3 save points. I am created 3 save points for what? So 2 for inserting operation and 1 for updating operation. So 2 for inserting operation and 1 for updating operation. So if I want to roll back the data to modify of third value or to second value, I can roll back up to save point A point or save point B. So how can we see here? So I can roll back the data to save point B or else roll back to save point A. So before, this is all about before commit operation. So we can roll back the data. Roll back to save point A and roll back to save point B. So now the data is roll back which we performed on particular save point, state. So now the data is roll back here. And similarly, roll back to save point A also. So at particular save point A, this is what I created on save point A. So up to this I am roll back the data. So after commit operation, so if I am inserting one more value, 5th value, and perform commit operation, after commit operation, is that rollback will work or not? Check here. So after performing commit operation, the rollback will not be work. See, rollback to save point B will not be work. Rollback to save point C will not be work. Rollback to save point A will not be work, because after commit operation, all the data which you performed the transactional operations will be saved permanently. So now you are not able to roll back the data. So to do that rollback operation, you are going to save data in saves data in temporarily. So after performing save points, you can roll back the data. So after performing commit operation, you are not able to roll back the data. So this is all about transactional operations or transactional control language commands. Transaction control language commands. Thank you all.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.